These are the top 10 Shadcn friendly tools and resources, from components to helpers and different templates, that are going to take your UI to the next level. And if I missed your favorite Shadcn library or some resource, just drop it in the comments, and I'm always looking for new ones to try. Starting at number 10, we have Motion Primitives. This is a UI kit of nice subtle animations that are not too much for your application. So if you go to their documentation, the components I use the most are these text effects. So if we check, for example, this text shimmer, this is really a great option for your loading text. Then we have here this text shimmer wave, which adds just a little bit more of animation, so you can really see how the creator thought about small details like this. And check out this glow effect. This is something I used on a real world project, and this can really make your landing page to stand out if used in the right way. And the implementation is really easy. You can just use the Motion Primitive CLI, or I even prefer more Shadcn registry, because this one would also initialize Shadcn for you if you're starting project from scratch. So you just run this command and you have here the usage, you use this code, and you're good to go. Overall, I think that Motion Primitives is a nice library. It adds a little bit of soul to your project, little bit of animation here and there, and it makes the app more appealing. Now, let's go to the next one. At number 9, we have Components.work. This is a collection of component blocks that you can just copy and paste into your Shadcn apps. And as you can see, they have really nice and clean design. All modern apps look like this these days. You can see Vercel, for example. And if we check the header on top, we can see here different component block sections. So this pricing, don't be worried, it's not the pricing of these components. Those are actually pricing blocks. So you can use these pricing blocks and just copy and paste them to your application. So they have, for example, good call to action components. And this is something that is really used on basically every landing page. So you can go here and you can build your landing page like Lego and just merge all these components from them, so you can create some nice looking app landing page in like 3 minutes. The implementation is easy, but it could be easier. We have here our whole code section. We can just copy and paste it inside of our project, but they are not using the Shadcn registry. So we have to install these dependencies ourselves, and this component/craft, we need to pull this from their GitHub repo. So for that, we're going to their GitHub. We need to check that component. Here we can see component/ds. So we are going to that ds, and we just need to copy and paste this one inside of our project. So this one could be easier if they use Shadcn registry, but it is what it is. Good library. I hope they're going to continue pushing these Lego sections. Let's go to the next one. Coming in at number 8 is Shadcn Form. Obviously made to go together with Shadcn, this library makes creating forms so much easier. We can go here to this playground, and here we can create our form with React Hook Forms validation and everything that we need really fast. So if we want to create, for example, contact form, we are going to do it here much faster than with AI. So I'm going to put in the input. Here we can say name, for example. We save our change and we can already see it in preview here. So it's a classic form builder, but for the result, we are getting the Shadcn code. Next thing I'm going to put, let's say input again. We always need email for some contact form. So here, email, we are putting in the type email, save that one. We can see it again. Then there is really nice phone input. We have this flag and these numbers. Then we can put some multi-select. Let's see, where is that one? Multi-select. Here it is. Here we have this multi-select, which is looking really nice also. And now when we are satisfied with our form, we can go here to our code and we can just copy this whole thing right here, and it is going to work. And if you check the code, you can see that it is following Shadcn documentation perfectly. So we have these form fields. On submit function, even name of the function is the same. We have the use form from React Hook Forms, form schema, Zod. So everything is nice and clean, and we can just put it inside of our component. This is one great helper thingy for Shadcn. I used it multiple times on real-world projects, and the creator behind this app is one really great developer, and I hope he's going to say hi in the comments. And number 7, I hope I'm going to pronounce it right, Chendai. Chendai is a person, and this is one of the best open source dev portfolios I've ever seen. It's created in Next.js with Shadcn, of course, and you can really see that he thought about every small detail that is needed in this dev portfolio template. We can type in Command K, so here we are getting all the sections from this portfolio, and we can click Projects, for example, and check out how smooth it is. Everything is so nice, minimalistic, and fast. It really feels nice to use this portfolio. You really have to try it out to see how awesome it is. And how to use it for your own portfolio, you just go here to this GitHub link, and here you fork this repo, change the content like the name, projects, and everything, and just deploy it as it is with your own data. I really love this portfolio. I had to put it in my list, and I was a little bit embarrassed when I compared it to my OrcDev.com, so I think I'll have to create a video of OrcDev.com remake. And let's go to the next one. Number 6 is Origin UI. Origin is a big collection of awesome looking components built with Tailwind and React, and it goes really well together with Shadcn. They have really a bunch of components, so I'm going to show you the ones I like the most. For example, this image cropper. Look how professional it looks. And this is not something that we can build quickly like badge or something like that. This requires a little bit more details. So we can see that on my scroll, I can zoom in and we can then crop whatever we want, so it uses some kind of API behind, and we are saving basically that image on our project. And we are getting this whole thing on a platter. We can just put it inside of our project and it is going to work. There are also different variations with different aspect ratio, with custom mask overlay, etc. So they really thought about a lot of things. The next component I liked, if we return back here, is the stepper. Let me find it where it is. Here it is. These stepper components look really nice. We have here classic stepper components, and this one that I used on a real-world project. So it's a controlled stepper with check marks and loading state. When I click next step, we are getting here our loading state, then a check mark, and we are off to our next step. This is really useful, and it looks really nice inside of your UI when the users are using it. And there are a bunch of variations. So we have this stepper with labels, this paginated stepper. I really like this progress stepper. This is something I haven't seen before in any other UI library, and you can choose here whatever you like. And the implementation is top class. We have here copy Shadcn registry URL, which we can just copy inside of our clipboard. Then we have open in v0, so we can actually modify these components and suit it to our needs. And we have this view code. So here we can choose between pm, npm, yard, and bun. Put in our Shadcn registry command, and we can just copy this entire code inside of our project and put it in whatever page, component, wherever we want. They also have these layouts and experiments which are really making them stand out from other libraries. So we have, for example, this calendar app right here, and we can go to live demo and we can see that every single feature is here and they thought about everything. So this is something that is really hard to build yourself, and you're getting it with one CLI command right here. You can also see the code on GitHub. Everything is open source, so this is something you definitely need to check. Maybe you're going to use something for a real world application. For example, I really like this table component. I'm thinking about using it on one real app. So you definitely need to go and check out these layouts in Origin UI. Origin UI is a strong library and you can build really professional looking app with it. Let's go to the next one. At number 5, Magic UI. This is one magical library that adds nice and subtle animations to your components. And when you mix it up with Shadcn, you're getting both functional and visually appealing UI. And check out how awesome are their components. So we have this marquee. This one looks really nice. Then this terminal is something that is really awesome for some dev portfolio website or something like that. Then we have the orbiting circles. This is something that fits really awesome on your landing page inside of your hero section or something like that. Then we have this lens here, for example. This one is so amazing. I don't know what to show you first. All the components are, I just can't believe it that they built this thing. So here we are zooming in inside of our image with this lens. This is really amazing. Then we have, let's see, from special effects, this animated beam. Check out this one. I mean, everything is looking so nice, this border beam, but I like shine border more. So this is really making your cars to stand out. It's really, really awesome. Then we have this neon gradient card. This one is also great for your hero section or something like that. It's really standing out. Then we have pixel image. This is really a great thing. So when I refresh, we are getting it pixelized and it is merging together into an image. It's really looking powerful. And also this highlighter. I mean, this is something that you have to try out and put at least one component from Magic UI on your Shadcn app. The implementation, easy peasy. We have the Open in V0 button. We have here the Shadcn registry commands. We just install it, put it inside of our project, and we have the usage. We just import the highlighter inside of our component, and we use the highlighter like this. So it's the same for every component. Wherever you go, you have the usage, you have the installation and everything, and that's it. Magic UI has really great animations and great ideas for your project that you can see here and just apply it to your project. And when you mix it up with Shadcn, you can get one really cool application. Let's go to the next one. We are pulling up the big guns. Number 4, React Bits. Now, this is the type of library that you don't see every day. Let me show you. So when we go to Browse Components, we are getting first the text animations. And here already we have some really amazing components. For example, this circular text. So we are getting here the text that is going in circle. Then we have, I have to show you falling text. This is something really amazing. So we have here text, and when I hover over, everything just falls down, and the physics is really awesome. I mean, this is something that I haven't seen anywhere else but in React Bits. Then we have, for example, this glitch text, which is also really extraordinary. I mean, check out this one, how it looks. And it's, for me, it's impossible that this is just a plain text that you can put in inside of your project. And things get more serious from here. So we have this animation section, and check out this sticker peel. So you can hide your content behind this sticker and make people unstick it to reveal something behind. This is really cool. Then we have these cubes. So here, these cubes are following my mouse. So wherever I go with my mouse, these cubes are moving. This is really amazing. Then we have this metallic paint. For example, here, the object has this metallic effect. And the favorite one for me in the animations is this splash cursor. So check out this one. I don't know why would anybody put this on their project, but it looks really cool. I mean, check out how awesome are these colors and this splash cursor. And if you really want to go heavy on animations, you have to check out here backgrounds. So they started creating some more subtle backgrounds, like this dark wheel, for example, this silk also. And I mean, this is not that subtle, but light rays is subtle and it's looking really nice for some modern looking websites and landing pages. But check out this one, for example. They had this lightning. I used this before. This is really awesome. It's looking really powerful. Then we can see, for example, this iridescence. This one is really heavy for the memory. And also this ball pit. Check out this one. Bunch of balls, and when I go with my mouse, I'm hitting them all over the place. And this orb right here, I said I'm going to use this component somewhere on one of my projects, but I still didn't find the use case. And implementation is, again, really easy, and they stepped up with that game. So here we have the CLI with the commands, and they are supporting both JavaScript and TypeScript, and both CSS and Tailwind. So that's really amazing that we can run these components on plain JavaScript. Although I would not recommend JavaScript, I always recommend TypeScript. And we have here also the code, so we can install the dependencies that we need. We see the usage, and here we can choose between the default Tailwind version and here between JavaScript or TypeScript. I would call React Bits the king of animation libraries, and you definitely have to try it out. Let's go to the next one. At number 3, we have AI Elements by Vercel. AI Elements is a library built specifically for AI apps. It is working with AI SDK under the hood, and we are getting a set of full stack components that we can use to create our own AI applications. And check out what can we build in just 2 minutes. So we have here chatbot example, and we can see the showcase right here. So here some user is communicating with AI, and we can see the response, how beautiful it is. So it is using MDX. We can see that even the code is looking really awesome. We can even copy and paste it. So everything is handled for us, and the interface here is looking really similar like ChatGPT. We can of course change this one. Everything is Shadcn, so everything is flexible, and we can put in some input test. I'm hitting enter, and we are getting the response. So we have everything. Backend, front end, the streaming is also working, and implementing it is really easy. We have here all the CLI commands. So they have AI Elements command, but we can also use Shadcn registry. We add all the dependencies, and we just copy and paste this entire code block into our project. After that, we have the backend for that one, so we can just create a new route, and everything that is left is to put in our OpenAI API key or whatever AI you are using to create your chatbot. And we can see here different components. So we have these actions, this branch for choosing between different response branches, then code blocks. So everything that you've seen in that chatbot is separated in different components. Everything is really organized in a good way. We can also check this prompt input. We could just import this component alone. We don't need the whole thing. So we have the installation for each component. We can put it inside of our project and just use it. And it's not like that we have to use Vercel AI Gateway. We can put in our manual provider from AI SDK and use whatever we need without Vercel. I saw some people were complaining like, is this only Vercel? It's not, but it is better, of course, to use it with the Vercel AI Gateway. AI Elements is definitely the easiest and cleanest way to create your own chatbot, and I highly recommend it. Let's go to the next one. At number 2, we have Aeternity UI. Here we have a collection of modern looking components and one amazing developer that is following all the trends how the modern apps need to look today. And I really used multiple Aeternity components on my projects. For example, the one that I'm using the most is this spotlight. So here we are getting a simple spotlight on our hero section that is making our text to stand out. We also have this spotlight new, which is like 2 spotlights from the left and on the right. And this looks really amazing. It's so subtle. You see, it's moving just a little bit, just enough to make it look perfect. Then we have this glowing effect. So you can see when I'm going with my mouse, this glowing effect is following me through this bento grid of these cards. Really amazing user experience. And check this 3D marquee, for example. This is something that people say, oh, I remember that app. It had that amazing background. Same thing like the globe, this globe right here. When you see it, you remembered this app for good. And while we are at this globe, check out this world map. This is one really, really amazing component. And whatever you use from here, you cannot go wrong. Everything is highly interactive. It's looking awesome. It's modern, and it is really simple to implement. So we go here to our code. We just copy and paste the entire thing. There is also a JavaScript support, so that's awesome. We have the CLI with the Shadcn registry. We have the manual installation of all the dependencies and everything, so it's really easy to implement. Aeternity UI is one amazing and useful UI library, and it was really hard for me to decide, is it going to be on the first or on the second place? So let's see that first one. And the moment we've all been waiting for, number 1, TailArc. TailArc is a collection of modern-looking Shadcn blocks that you can use to create your landing pages in minutes. It's got the perfect design for 2025, and that's the reason why it's number 1 on my top 10 list. Let me show you what they have inside of their blocks. So first thing that we see is this hero section. So we have everything. We have the header, we have the login sign up, all the links. Then we have here introducing support for AI models, this call to action, title, description, start building. We have here this screenshot, and if I refresh the page, check out, we also have these nice animations. So for the text, for the background, we have this highlight right here. Let me refresh again. So we can see the highlight coming out from the top left. So we are getting the whole package with only one block. It's also looking nice both in light and dark mode and on mobile devices. So everything is supported here. And this is not the only hero section. There are a couple of them here, I think 10 or something like that. So you can choose whatever is the one that you like most. This one is really interesting with this crystal. And then when we create our hero section, they have all other sections that we can just copy and paste, same like this one. So we have the logo cloud, for example, then features. Here we have on hover a little bit of highlight and also a bunch of variations. Then we have this content. I really like this one. So this also looks awesome on mobile devices. So we can take all these blocks and merge them together like Lego, and in 3 minutes have whole landing page from scratch using this library. We have also these cool testimonials and anything that you can think of that you need on a modern landing page today. Also these pricing cards, I use this on a real project and it really looks nice. All we have to do is just use the Shadcn registry command. We can also open it in v0 or here open the entire code and just copy and paste it inside of our project. And let me show you what I've built with this app. I also have it on a video. I built this, literally this whole landing page in 2 or 3 minutes using TailArc. So everything that you can see here is TailArc, this hero section, the header, also this here, we see the features that we saw there on TailArc. Here, some call to action and the footer. This was literally created in 2 minutes. Reason that TailArc is number 1 for me is that you don't need to think about anything. You have the design, you have the animations, you have the whole UI built for you, so you can just copy and paste it and you don't have to worry about a thing. You can just create your landing page, build it. Again, I'm saying it too much, but like Lego, you just merge all the sections that you need, change the content, and you're good to go. And that's it. I hope you like my list. Tell me in the comments what would you rearrange in this list and if you would add some other library instead of something. And for more content like this, join the mighty Horde, subscribe.